Alright, let's get into it.
So we have Elon Musk claiming again he's an alien. But that's not even the weird part. The weird part is not Elon Musk claiming that he's an alien. It's the video I made 2 years ago where I showed you that his birthday on his Twitter said that he was like 5000 BC. And 5000 BC just happens to be kind of around the time that all the angels fell from heaven. You know, they're following Lucifer out of heaven. So the real question is, how many exactly are there among us? We'll circle back to that in just 1 second. So right before we touch on the alien thing, let's look at what he's been doing the entire time. He's completely obsessed with space, with getting to Mars and all these different places. Is that not weird to you? How about his placement in society right now with artificial intelligence and some things looking exactly like Skynet coming? Actually, it wasn't 2 years ago, it was 3 years ago. I made the video with a whole bunch of similarities between Elon and, you know, what we would call a fallen angel. So is he really an alien? Well, kind of, technically. He's definitely an alien to this earth and this realm, isn't he? The funniest part is they literally put it right in your face and people still won't accept the fact that what they're telling you is true. What they call aliens has already been here and they've been telling you for as long as time itself. I mean, really, what is an alien but a foreign person? And what's foreign to this earth? Well, heaven. Heaven would be foreign, so anything from heaven would be considered an alien. Now circling back to the how many among us question. Well, The Simpsons, as we know, shows real life in the future all the time, did show this right here.
When it comes to Elon Musk, I don't necessarily think that he's an alien from extraterrestrial origins, or even a fallen angel for that matter. I truly believe that he's just a rich internet troll. And what I mean by that is he's someone that's not afraid to joke around on the internet, and also be a wealthy person. Not very many wealthy people talk or say what Elon Musk does online. And I think he likes that because he thinks it's edgy or zany. Basically, like I said, he's a rich troll of the internet. Now, I do wish that he would do a little bit more good with his money. You know, when you're pushing over the trillions of dollars, you literally could end world hunger for at least 1 year and still have $1 trillion+. But nah, let's just keep trying to go to space. I mean, at least improve your Tesla vehicles a little bit better than what they are. All the time on the news, all we see is them self-driving and wrecking all over the place. Maybe we should perfect your vehicles that are here on Earth before we try to go to space. But honestly, that's really all I have to say about Elon Musk and my beliefs of him. Please feel free to let me know what you think of him in the comments.
The biggest battle in the UAP world right now isn't even about UFOs. It's about who controls disclosure. If you've seen any of the recent debates surrounding Lou Elizondo, you've probably noticed that the UAP community is, I'd say, more divided than ever.
It's pretty obvious, I'm not going to lie to you, that the gentleman that I've been talking about, whom I suspect might be up for a big position, is Lou Elizondo. And as you may have noticed in recent weeks, I have been quite delicately outspoken in my belief on previous Q&As that I think Lou needs to be more forthcoming about his past roles. I know he can't talk about it. It's a ridiculous situation. But there are people who bitterly resent and don't think it's a good idea that Lou be appointed to a position of power in UAP transparency because they think that he was part of a previous agenda that was essentially to try to control the narrative, to restrict what the public is entitled to know about the UAP disclosure.
But the debate goes much deeper. I mean, think about this. For decades, this topic has lived behind layers of secrecy and compartmentalization. Then 2017 rolls around and changes everything. The New York Times article comes out. The Navy videos come out. Suddenly, the UAP topic was thrust into mainstream. But that's also when two very different ideas about disclosure really started to emerge. Some people thought everyone deserves the right to know everything there is, right? But then some people believe disclosure should happen more gradual, that certain information should remain classified, while other pieces are released over time, controlled. Then David Grush enters the picture, and that kind of threw a wrench into the control disclosure plans. Congress became involved, more whistleblowers came out, and the pressure for this transparency definitely accelerated. Which brings us to where we're at today. This is bigger than one interview. This is bigger than one whistleblower. I think we're watching two completely different versions of disclosure collide in real time.
To me, it just seems like it's a distraction, almost as if it's a soap opera. It's kind of a drama, if you will. We have this information, but we're not going to give you this information, but we have people that are telling us about this information, but they aren't to be trusted because there's no evidence, but we're going to provide evidence soon enough. Just keep talking about it, keep people engaged, and just keep everyone distracted. It really truly feels like a TV show that's meant to just keep you engaged, keep you guessing as to what's going to happen next, what are they going to reveal, and it's to divert your attention from something else that they don't want you to be aware of. I really feel like these disclosures are a distraction method, because it should not be this big drama fest to release evidence of something that is public or should be public because it's funded by the taxpayer. It is unethical to hold or withhold any information when the general public is asking for it. And to cause this kind of drama, it just seems like there's more going on than what the mainstream media is telling us. I don't know. It just feels like one big soap opera that it's just trying to distract us. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. Hey, if you haven't done so already, and if you're enjoying the show, give it a like. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe. I upload a video like this every day, Monday through Friday, early in the morning, and sometimes an extra one later in the afternoon. And for everyone that's made it this far, thank you so much for supporting the channel.
Here's more things I want to know. I want to know what you all think of my new mural that I just finished. It's entitled Soar, as in soaring in the clouds, because I'm at Winding Creek Elementary School here in Roseville, California, and they're home of the dragonflies. Check it out. Now, this is a really special mural because I love dragonflies. The most amazing thing happened to me while I painted this mural. Last night, I thought to myself, wouldn't it be cool if a dragonfly flew around the mural when I finished? This morning, I was putting on the final touches, and all of a sudden, there was 8 to 10 dragonflies zipping around my head and flying around the mural. Check this out.
And the whole time I painted, I haven't seen one dragonfly. And now, and they're just whipping around me. Holy cow. God, they're so fast. Look at them all.
Having 8 to 10 dragonflies show up moments before I finished the mural was something magical, something I can't put into words, and I'm so glad I got a little video of it. It makes me feel like there's still magic in the world, because sometimes you forget, but today I was reminded, and those little dragonflies reminded me. It's just so cool, and really wanted to share that with you. Put it in the comments. I really want to know what you think. What I want to know is, where's my next mural gonna be? I want to know about the Library of Alexandria. This library must have been something amazing. It was the largest and most ancient archive of books and scrolls in the world. Now, it was founded in Egypt in the early 3rd century BCE. Founded? To me, founded means they found it, which means it could have been there way longer. Who knows? And it was founded under the Ptolemaic dynasty. They aimed to collect all the books in the world and store them in this library. It was a major scholarly institution. It had an estimated 700,000 scrolls in it. The library was part of a bigger research institute, which was dedicated to the muses. It included lecture halls, dining facilities, and laboratories. It attracted leading thinkers of antiquity such as Euclid and Archimedes, who lived there and worked on a stipend, as the story goes. Now, contrary to popular belief, the Library of Alexandria wasn't destroyed with one single fire. It apparently declined over centuries of neglect and people not giving it anymore. So it wasn't one catastrophic moment, as the story goes. But with so many resources lost and destroyed over time, and such an amazing structure that housed 700,000 scrolls of antiquity, I want to know what was in that building, what was on those scrolls, and what I really want to know is what made it out of that library and into private libraries that maybe still exist today. I don't know. but I want to know. But what I really want to know, and what we should be told, is who on that list is going to jail first in America.
Man, you did a really good job on that mural. And as far as the Library of Alexandria, I'm sure that there was a whole lot of information that got scooped up and taken to other places. Maybe even some of it intentionally destroyed so that it could be forgotten history.
In a world first, we are seeing human trials to reverse the process of aging using genetic editing. I've been talking about this for a while in mice, and we are finally seeing it happen in humans, and there are some rather disturbing implications to it. There are a lot of misconceptions about what aging is and why it happens. For a long time, people thought it was just damage to your DNA, and that does occur. Your DNA does kind of fall apart as you get older. Part of that is telomeres, so yes, the stable ends of your chromosomes, they get shorter over time, and then they start to fall apart. But we've also discovered that we have an aging program in our DNA. Our bodies are supposed to get older, and those genes dictate how quickly we get old and in what order it happens. However, things can get activated at the wrong time, and then we have conditions like progeria, which is a rapid aging disease in young children. More recently, we've discovered that these genes can be turned on and off because your body does have a natural mechanism to reverse the aging process, and that happens when we reproduce. But there doesn't seem to be a reason that these mechanisms have to be isolated to cells. We can apply them to a whole body. And yes, it can be done and has been done in mice with great results. We don't just see the slowing of aging, we see the reversal of the signs of aging, better muscle tone, shinier coats. I feel like I've seen several movies and an episode of The Twilight Zone about this going wrong, but it does seem to work in mice. Trials like this are done for individual organs, at least right now. While yes, it has been done in mice and can be systemic, we have to think about side effects, and eyesight, for people who have lost eyesight due to age-related conditions, is a good target. We have entered a profoundly weird era in human history. For a long time there were myths about the fountain of youth or some tonic that you could take, but none of it worked, and we're actually getting to the point where we have verifiable results, and that is something that could be applied but may have profound consequences. Of course, nothing is going to stop tech bros from trying to lengthen their lifespans, and I am watching cautiously because it might just be fascinating. Hypothetically, these treatments are life-saving. They could help people with deafness and blindness, but they could also have profound consequences for human society, and I'm not sure I want to see that either. I don't know.
I'm not really certain if this is actually making something or someone young again, or more or less rejuvenating the cells in organs, or maybe even strengthening them. It's going to be an interesting study to see how actually this affects people. I like the idea of someone that's losing their eyesight could possibly regain their sight again because their cells are being rejuvenated back to a younger state. That sounds like a miracle, honestly. But ultimately, after the test trials are done and this becomes successful, is this something that just anyone can afford? It's a really interesting study, and only time will tell from here.
You have two options if this happens in your house. Choose wisely. If your house has a ghost, if it's haunted, truth is you don't really have a ghost. You have a demon. Only two roads that you can navigate if that's the case. I'm going to show you a video of what happened when this guy chose wisely and he used the name of Jesus Christ. Some people will just leave. That doesn't always fix the problem because these things can follow you. But be prepared when you call upon the name of Jesus to drive these dark things out of your home or out of your life. It can get nasty. Watch this video. This guy was in his bedroom and he noticed his door. It was started to close. But what's even more interesting is what happened when he called upon the name of Jesus Christ. If it ever feels like you're not alone, something's watching you, that's because that's the truth. The veil is very thin, and people don't realize what's on the other side.
There it is. See? I told you. Hey, you need to leave this house now. In the name of Jesus.
If you really believe in the spiritual world or demons or anything like that, it may pay before you start renting the place or moving in officially to just go ahead and have your house blessed. That way you can clear out any bad before you're officially moved in. I don't even know how that works exactly. How much does it cost to have a house blessed, or even is that possible? Okay, I looked into it. You can actually reach out to your local place of worship, but here it says that it can last about 15 to 30 minutes for the ceremony, and you can offer a token of gratitude. While there's typically no set fee for a religious blessing, it is customary to provide a free will offering of around $20 to $50. I mean, I personally believe a place of worship should provide that kind of service for free, but if you're feeling gratuitous, I guess you could do that. I mean, your house should be blessed from demons and ghosts after all.
So we have an interesting case coming out of Buffalo, New York. This was actually captured by a man with a handle name of T Smooth. Around Friday, June 26th, he was just out enjoying the afternoon when he looked over and underneath the bridge, he thinks he spotted a UFO. Maybe it was trying to hide out. We don't know. But it really has everybody scratching their head and contemplating, could this really be a UFO trying to hide? And get this, he goes back a couple of days later to check to see if it's still there, and it's gone. And the area that it was in, it's not accessible by the public. So what was that thing? It really did look like a flying saucer. Take a look at his next two videos, comment below, and let us know what you think he saw.
Yo, I know I ain't tripping. Wait, this a UFO? Like, I ain't, you know, this look like a UFO game. I ain't tripping. I'm out here, and I just saw this. Gotta be a UFO, right? Go and check. Right, y'all wanted me to go check. I'm gonna go check. It's right through here. You go right through here. But across the street. Making our own way through. Couldn't go check. Right behind there. Nice. Where we going? Gonna make that left. Walking through. You check. That gone. Hey y'all. That gone. I know something. Hey. I think they saw the video and they probably flew away, y'all.
If that was a UFO, that was a very plump-looking UFO. I mean, honestly, it kind of looked like an inflatable of some sort, or maybe even a tarp full of water. I'm not familiar with the names of the type of tarps that actually hold water intentionally, but a UFO, maybe? I just do not think so. But if anyone knows what that was, please let me know.
Lou Elizondo just responded to Ross Coulthart's recent comments, and I think he answered one question while leaving another one completely open.
Ross is an excellent investigative journalist. Personally, I like him. I think he's done tremendous work for disclosure and where we are today in the conversation. I find it interesting that just weeks ago, according to some on social media, I had nothing to do with the UFO program or the Pentagon or ATIP. And now, apparently, I ran everything involving UFOs and the Legacy program. So I don't know exactly where Ross is getting his information. I suspect he has sources. Really, that's not really my concern. I've always had a lot of respect for Ross.
So first off, it seems like Lou makes it pretty clear that he's not taking this personal. He repeatedly praises Ross and says that he respects the work that he's done for disclosure and journalism.
Yeah, well, first of all, I didn't say I was part of the Legacy program. And let me make this clear too, Chris, and I'm sure you can appreciate this. When you work for the government and you have a security clearance, there's always these statements, you know, we cannot confirm or deny. And people always take that as some sort of implicit yes. But the reality is that's not at all what that means. There are classified programs out there. And if someone were to ask me, Lou, were you part of, I don't know, Project X with the M1 Abrams tank? Even if I wasn't, if it's a classified program, I would have to say I can't discuss that. In fact, I can't even acknowledge that.
To me, this is where Lou answers one of the biggest questions. He explains that when you're dealing with classified programs, someone with a security clearance often can't simply just answer yes or no, even if they were never involved in something. And that is a real aspect of how classified information works. We've seen this over and over. But here's the question I don't think this interview answers.
I have committed myself for the last 10 years of my life for truth and transparency to the American public. And at the same time, me being on this program where we're talking about me, Lou Elizondo, instead of disclosure, and I have an opportunity to use this in order to raise awareness about the reality that our government has been involved in this topic for decades, then that's a small price to pay. I'm willing to do that.
I don't think this conversation is really about whether Lou supports transparency. I think that most people already believe he does to at least, some degree. But the question that many people, including Ross, is asking, it is different. What role, if any, did Lou have before becoming the public face of disclosure, right? And specifically, Ross references the legacy program. Lou explains why he can't discuss classified matters, but whether that fully answers Ross's reporting is, something some viewers will have to, I guess, decide for themselves. What's your biggest takeaway from Lou's response?
My take on this guy is that he's just an expert of circling around questions with a yes or no response. Oh, do you work for this project? Well, I can't really tell you that I do or do not, because I work for this agency that just tells me not to say whatever's true, so I really can't say. And then when someone questions it or says that he does or does not because they assume yes or no, then you get mildly defensive about it when someone makes the assumption. Or you have a gotcha response with saying, well, I didn't tell you I did because of X reasons. But if the tables were to turn and the government was to release this information, then it would be like, yeah, I tried to tell you, but the government just wouldn't let me tell you. That's all it really seems like to me personally. Let me know your thoughts and opinions. I'm not trying to be harsh on the guy. It just seems like wordplay to me. Some to get out of slippery slopes and some to say, yeah, see, I told you so. But maybe I'm just overthinking it.
Pay very close attention to what frozen oxygen looks like. Now pay attention to what the sky looks like when it's not raining profusely. Doesn't that look like evidence of the firmament above? Because if we were really like in the void of outer space, then wouldn't the sky just always be black? Why is it blue? And look at these lasers hitting the firmament in Mauna Kea, Big Island of Hawaii. Now, if there wasn't something physically there stopping the lasers, then they would just intersect and go into the void of outer space. But that isn't what happened. And NASA even shoots lasers at the moon. If the moon is seriously 240,000 miles away, how are we able to reflect a laser off of it? Do you really think it can stretch 240,000 miles? When you can't even get cell phone reception in the middle of the city? I highly doubt that. And what about a sundog? If you go to really cold places when you're skiing, you can actually see a halo around the sun because it is reflecting off of the crystalline firmament above. Could the firmament be made of frozen oxygen? Entertainment only. I made everything up.
If you believe in sky ice, I guess that would fall under this category. I personally do not believe that the blue that we see in the atmosphere is sky ice, but there is a good number of people that do. Let me know if you're one of them.
Up, everybody. Cloud here. Been a while. For one, it's been hot out. I'm a big dude. I got a lot of built up heat in me from Louisiana, so I don't like the heat. Currently, it is 8:30 in the evening, and it's 90 degrees outside. I wasn't expecting Louisiana to follow me to Virginia, but I do try to come outside and touch some grass every now and then, which you should do the same, but do it safely. Go outside and touch grass. And while you're outside touching grass, I need you to open your eyes and see the dystopian world forming around you with AI, cell phone updates, earthquakes happening in certain areas. You know, kind of like this video right here.
You need to watch this before July 15th, 2026.
Hey, what you say gonna happen?
Worldwide earthquake, July 15th at 6 p.m. Judgment begins at the house of God, August the 29th at 6 p.m. Jesus Christ returns to judge the world and end it. You have been warned.
Wait, come here. And what gonna happen though?
Worldwide earthquake.
What, you know what today's day is?
Yes, I do.
What it is?
The 23rd.
Of what?
Of May.
And what gonna happen?
July the 15th at 6 p.m.
How many days left?
52.
Alright. Hey,
Yes,
Are you an angel? An angel sent you down here to tell me that.
I mean, I'm a conspiracy theorist and all. And, you know, these predictions are always way out there, right? And they never happen. But the premonitions to this maybe happening is getting more and more. We got 2 weeks, you know, kind of like they've been saying for years, you know, 2 weeks to stop the spread. We'll only be in the Strait of Hormuz for 2 weeks. They're 2 weeks away from having a but no. America's not falling. No. We have the World Cup. And America's great. All these Europeans, you know, oh, it's so great. Oh, hello, airplane. See, they're trying to disrupt. But I guess that's enough doom and gloom. Y'all want to see what I found? So we found some more rock crystals. You know, when you go outside and touch grass, you can find rock crystals. You know, like rock crystals. Like you can find all this red quartz. That's all holy and jagged. Yep. So, that's what we found so far. I mean, we still have this bucket, and that bucket, and those, and these are about to break my table that was made in 1985. And you may be asking, Cloud, how do you clean these rocks? Well, first I put them in this, and I put that under the gutter when it rains so it can rinse them off automatically. And this brush, metal brush, is about gone. My plastic pick has broken, wore off, and I use this piece of barbed wire to dig out dirt and holes. And this brush was about, a half-inch longer, and that end broke off. And as you can tell, I've been out here for all of 5 minutes, and I'm already sweating, and I ain't done much but go right there, talk to y'all, and come right here. So, go outside and touch grass, but be safe. But thank you everybody for stopping by, so I do appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe. Remember, Jesus loves you. Go outside, touch grass. Y'all have a wonderful day.
Man, I feel like I just went on an adventure. That was the fastest 5 minutes I think I've ever experienced. Truthfully, I didn't even realize that this video was 5 minutes. And this is the first of me hearing about this happening for July 15th. So I guess now I have something else to keep my eye on. And if nothing happens, I would love for this guy to go back and question this individual, because I would like a response as to what's happening now. And that's if nothing happens, but only time will tell on that one. And man, yeah, it's been extraordinarily hot. Even at nighttime, it's still very hot. It looks like your grass is doing very well. My grass is so yellow, it's kind of rough to go outside and touch at this point, but I think I'll still go out and do so. You've motivated me enough. Keep on keeping on, Cloud. Do your thing with those quartz, and let's see what happens July 15th. I think it's about time to go outside and touch some grass. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end today's video. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching these clips with me. If today's your birthday, happy birthday, and if not, have a good day anyways.